Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. Today is the 13th. It's November. It's 2024. And I haven't made a new video on this entire Trump, Harris, Biden kerfuffle in a while because I wanted to wait and see because there's way too much going on. And here's the thing. Two things. Confusion in Christianity. I believe that book is now available again on Amazon, according to the author. So I'm going to leave links below for it. I'll tell you what, it's not in here. It's in my truck. I'm on page 307. I haven't read 300 pages in a book since I was a little kid. But I can't stop putting this thing down. I pray every time I read it. I pray before I read it. Then I read it. And this book literally ties so many things in the conspiratorial space straight to the Bible and proves it. You know what I mean? And in this day and age right now, where we're living right now with so much absolute uncertainty, you need to have a big book around in case you need it to put it right next to your King James Version. Why does the light keep going on and off? I couldn't tell you. I just spent the day. It's pouring rain. I'm in Kentucky. I was just up in Indiana, and I just did a video on my adventures up in Indiana, and I edited it, and I had a ton of footage, and I had another video ready for jailbreak, which was just regular, me on the road, etc. My computer updated, and all that footage is gone. I mean, totally gone. We're talking about 75 gigabytes. That's a lot of info. I do this all the time. I'm pretty good at this, and it's just completely and utterly gone. And this computer is telling me I need an update again. Really? Also, if you haven't gotten your money out of the bank and turned it into gold and silver, do that right now. A lot of people have already done it, and this is straight up. So many of them have hit me up and said, since I cashed out my IRA or my 401k, all of it or half of it. First of all, Gold Coal made it easy for me to do because the bank did not want to give it up because the bank doesn't want to give it up. They've got your money. They're squandering it right now. They don't want to give it up. These guys have gotten their money in gold and silver delivered to their homes, and their value has gone up between $200,000 and $400,000 in many cases, in more cases than not. How crazy is that? I didn't see the massive jump in the price of gold coming, but there it is. You know what I'm saying? Now, here's the deal. Every single time we have a president, we have George W. Bush, and then we have Obama. You know what I mean? We always have the exact opposite. And this is the game that they're playing because they're destroying the United States. It bums me out how many people suddenly don't remember that Donald Trump is one of them. That Donald Trump was been in The Simpsons. You know what I mean? They've shown him. He's been in the lineup for the longest time. People are suddenly under the impression that Donald Trump is going to square everything away. He's literally done way worse than JFK ever could have done because he's threatened everybody. Every single agency that is literally embedded in the government. And they're, these are the people that go in worth $400,000. They finally leave government worth $90 million. He's threatened every single solitary person there is. Allegedly, Iran's got a hit on him. The Sinaloa cartel has a hit on him. They're threatening that the war is going to cross over into the United States, etc. And here's one thing. If Trump was legit, out of all these claims that he's been making, how come he never once mentioned the DOD directive that allows, that's a real thing. The DOD directive is 100% real. That allows them to fire on American citizens after a 143-year law called 𝗡ście 𝗃𝗏𝗏𝗿 has been in effect. How come he never brought that up once? How come we have FEMA up in Michigan right now staging and then completely and utterly denying it? We're not doing that. That's not true at all. What are you talking about? That wasn't us. What do you mean? Everything's fine. Meanwhile, the death toll in Asheville just keeps going up and up and up. Many times more people lost their lives in that bit of weather warfare than on 9/11 by a lot. And no one's even talking about it anymore. You see what I'm saying? And constantly, this entire area near the New Madrid fault line is being absolutely oversaturated with water. It's pouring right now in Kentucky. It's always pouring out. The other day I drove through 17 inches of rain. I had no clue whatsoever at all that I was driving into the storm as opposed to away from it. But this is entirely insane, and this is what you get from your government.
Over the last few weeks, there's been reckless and irresponsible and relentless promotion of disinformation and outright lies about what's going on. It's undermining confidence in the people in Florida, and incredible rescue and recovery work that has been undertaken. Literally, there are thousands of fellow Americans who are putting their lives at stake and putting on the line to do the dangerous work that needs to be done now. And it's harmful to those who most need the help. Quite frankly, these lies are un-American, and there is simply no place for them. Not now, not ever. Former President Trump has led this onslaught of lies. Assertions have been made that property is being confiscated. It's simply not true. They're saying people impacted by these storms will receive $750 in cash and no more. That is simply not true either. They're saying that money needed for these crises are being diverted to migrants. What the heck are they talking about? Stop it. It's outrageous. It's just not true. Now the claims are getting even more bizarre. Marjorie Taylor Greene, the congresswoman from Georgia, is now saying the federal government is literally controlling the weather. We're controlling the weather. It's beyond ridiculous. It's so stupid. It's got to stop.
Yeah, it's totally ridiculous, and it's got to stop. Have you heard about this? Have you heard about this in Missouri? Well, I drove through there the other day, visited one of my boys, and this is what I found. Out in Missouri right now. I just drove through 17 inches of rain in Oklahoma, and I was able to stay behind the storm. But I mean, this is insane. Look at this, man. They got bridges that are 40 feet above water. 40 feet above the water line that are now 3 feet below the water line. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. But of course, they don't use weather as a weapon. That would be impossible. 17 inches of rain is totally normal. Nothing to see here, folks. 17 inches of rain equates to 17 feet of snow. That hit Oklahoma and Missouri overnight. Overnight. And I'm checking the weather as I'm traveling to see what I'm driving into usually. I try to, you know what I'm saying? I listen to the YouTuber Into Thin Air, and he tells you what the real weather is. But you didn't hear about this. You don't hear about this stuff at all. And I was ironically coming from Roswell, New Mexico, another place that had a 100-year storm where suddenly cars were floating down the street and people were getting killed. You know what I'm saying? Totally unnatural. And then, of course, you've got snow in Saudi Arabia for the first time ever. The first time ever. And then you've got snow in Hawaii, which makes 0 sense, man. 0 sense. You've seen my house. I've got weather stations in there. I pay attention to this stuff big time, and I understand it. Out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, you don't get snow. I don't care what they have to say about this, but you do not get snow. It doesn't work like that, man. And then, of course, Spain. And Spain is finding out that they're getting the exact same treatment as the people in Asheville. The news isn't even talking about it. What you're hearing, multiply it by 100. Because plenty of people like myself that actually live in Spain are out there telling people the real story. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely, utterly insanity. Never before happened. Never seen it before. It's always some 100-year storm. No one's ever heard of it. It just popped up. It is what it is. It's climate change. And anyone that says that otherwise is utterly, completely crazy. Saying that the federal government controls the weather, no one's ever said that. No one's ever said that. But the U.S. Air Force said they wanted to own the weather by 2025. Richie from Boston said that in 2020, that when they finally went for this, when they finally did the last ultimate push for the New World Order, they were going to use weather as a weapon like we have never seen. Well, guess what? I'm going to say the time is here. The time is here right now. We're going to see weather. We're seeing weather like we've never seen before, ever. And now that Donald Trump is literally threatening everybody, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. He gets shot in the ear. You see that? You want to hear a funny story? Can you see that right there? Walked out of a sub shop in Lynn, Massachusetts when I was around 24, 25 years old, and a couple of young fellows were having a disagreement. I walked out into that disagreement and one whizzed right by my ear. My ear bled like I was gonna die. A bullet clipped my ear, which is just incredibly ironic. Is that the same? It is the same ear that he claimed. He claimed he got shot here, and then he changed it down to the earlobe, and now it's completely gone because he's a fast healer. He gets a head wound, and it's already healed. I find that strange. But all he's doing is threatening everybody. So somebody shot at this dude. Somebody tried to shoot at this dude, and now he's threatening everybody and everything's okay. Remember The Simpsons where Trump was in a coffin?
Ever wondered how a cartoon could eerily echo future realities?
Well, when you have advanced knowledge of what the future is going to be, because you guys are the ones setting it up to build this new world order, of course you can make shows like this. And let's not forget things like Project Looking Glass, where they claim to have seen into the future and seen Jesus get crucified, etc. I'm not going to get into that, but shows like this aren't mystical. It's not just lucky guesses. They put it out there, and then 10 or 15, 20 years down the road, when it applies, it comes into play again. That's how they do it. It isn't magic. Well, actually, it is magic, but it's demonic, and that's all there is to it. Trump is one of them. Elon Musk is absolutely one of them. I don't understand how people don't even get that. I don't understand how they don't realize that this dude...
And a warning from Tesla Motors CEO Elon Musk. It has nothing to do with cars. Instead, Musk warns about artificial intelligence, which he has called more dangerous than nuclear weapons. Musk spoke at a symposium at MIT.
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know all those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, you sure you can control the demon? Didn't work out.
I take it there will be no HAL 9000 going up to Mars.
HAL 9000 would be easy. It's way more complex than, it would put HAL 9000 to shame. Yeah.
So years ago, Elon Musk said that AI was absolutely the devil. It would be worse than nuclear weapons, etc. And the entire time he's saying it, I'm thinking to myself, that's weird, because the guy that's saying that is simultaneously developing neural lace, not neural link. The name of it's neural lace. And if you recall, Anthony Patch and I brought neural lace to the table before Joe Rogan did. I'm happy about that. But it was a syringe that shot a spider web-like substance into your throat that enveloped your brain, that allowed you to interface with AI. So AI is demonic. AI is demonic. So good thing that Elon put that out there. Good thing that he's rolling with Trump now, right? But what's Elon have to say, I don't know, today?
You said something that caught me right away when we were discussing various issues just before we started.
We got the XAI data center, or supercomputer center, training from beginning installation to start of training in 19 days, which is the fastest that anyone has ever gotten a supercomputer to train.
And is that in that new building off to the side?
That's in Memphis, actually.
It's in Memphis?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's where you were?
Yeah.
I see.
Memphis,
okay.
The capital of ancient Egypt.
Right. Yeah, you're bringing what?
Perhaps that's where our new God will come from.
Yeah, no kidding.
Perhaps that's where our new God will come from.
No kidding. Yeah, I wish that was funny.
Memphis, the capital of ancient Egypt.
Yeah, you're bringing what?
Perhaps that's where our new God will come from. I mean, there are a few things we're aiming for with Grok, the XAI.
Yeah. So why'd you pick Grok?
Well, I think, because of the meaning of the word.
Yeah.
To grok something is to understand it at a very deep level, and that's what we're aiming for with our AI. The stated goal of XAI is to understand the universe. So to really just understand the nature of the universe, and even what questions to ask about the universe.
So there you go. AI is demonic. It will get out of control, and it's worse than nuclear weapons. But now he's making a thing called XAI, which is a machine called Grok. And if you want to listen to the rest of that, that's by Founded Earth Brothers on YouTube. He does an hour video called A Star is Born, and he basically breaks down everything everybody should say. But people seem to suddenly believe that Trump, because of the words that he's saying, the magic that he's spilling, Harris would have won. But then they decided, you know what? Trump might be even better, because no matter what he says or does, everybody that voted for him, or everybody that wasn't a pronoun puking dude with boobs, misogynist, misinformation, disinformation. We have never seen the news lie as much as we have seen it in the last presidential election. It's astonishing. They were just straight lying to people. If Trump gets in, you won't have reproductive, like nothing made any sense, and people just bought it. It's no big deal. All is well. But now that Trump's in office, they put him there for right now because everybody is calm now. Everything is calm. All these crybaby pronoun people aren't going to do shit about anything. Maybe they'll protest out in the middle of the desert or whatever. But it keeps everybody that's normal, that could see the country was being deliberately blown apart. If Trump was for real, Biden and Harris would be brought up on treason, because they literally flew and shipped illegals over the border into the United States and then dispersed them everywhere. So now what's going to happen? How much money did it cost America on the national debt to bring all those people in? Let's take a peek. Holy cow, look at that number go, huh? Look at that number go. A month ago, I did a video, and it was still in the high 33s. And now, with Trump in office, and I mean, he's going to get rid of those migrants. How do you do it? Well, it doesn't matter how he does it, because everyone's going to stand behind him. Biden caused the problem, reaction, solution. You would, to get rid of 11 to 30 million people that don't belong here, that are already embedded in our society, while you've got Iran threatening to kill Trump, while you've got the Sinaloa cartel threatening to kill Trump, while you've got people that were supposed to be protecting him, allegedly. That's what they showed us, trying to kill Trump. He's doing all this. People don't care, but this is his plan right here.
We have seen one estimate that says it would cost $88 billion to deport 1 million people a year.
I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Is that what American taxpayers should expect?
What price do you put on national security? Is that worth it?
Is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families?
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
You will send Donald Trump back to the Oval Office to liberate the United States of America.
And there it is right there. Donald Trump's going to come in and fix everything. Suddenly our entire government, that's a bunch of pronoun, lesbian, illegal, gay people, transgendered, minor attracted people, they're all gone now somehow magically. That's just all gone overnight. Donald Trump's here and he's going to square everything away. Let me tell you what. Talking about doing missile strikes and actually doing what should have been done a long time ago to the Sinaloa cartels and all those cartels ain't going to work. Because the cartels didn't do it on their own. We could have stopped them. We could have stopped Pablo Escobar. But our government's been bringing it in since Iran-Contra, that we know of. They make way too much money off of it. Pablo Escobar's drug money held up the U.S. economy, because if he wasn't around and his money wasn't flowing through our banks, we would have went insolvent. We would have been broke. And it blows me away how many people are falling for this right now. Trump isn't in office yet. He's just making crazy claims to us, but those claims are threats to the people that are already in power right now. And there's lots and lots of moves they can make. And don't forget Israel. Don't forget Israel. just randomly bombing everybody, kicking things off. Everything's going on right now for a reason. Do you recall in 2020, I said when they do this, there's going to be so much, it's going to be overwhelming. They're going to come at us from every single solitary angle, and they are. So be ready, or don't. Ritchie from Boston. For now, I'm out.